How are you feeling, Grandad?
You never come here. Why have you come to visit me?
No reason. I just wanted to see you.
Your father's worried about you.
That's what fathers are supposed to do, isn't it?
Shall I tell you something? I never really liked him very much. That's a terrible thing to say about your own son. I think he's always been too self-righteous for his own good. You're more like me. A little reckless.
I haven't been home for a while.
Your father said you took some heroin. Tell me that isn't true.
He likes to exaggerate.
I don't understand how you could want to poison yourself.
What did they give you before your operation? What do they give you each night?
What do you mean?
They give you morphine. How does that make you feel?
I had to have it. It's a pain.
How does it make you feel?
Well, wonderful. I don't mind about anything. It's wonderful.
That's what they make heroin from. That's why kids shoot up in alleyways in the middle of winter. Because it makes them feel wonderful.
But you're not dying.
If you say so.
It'll be all right, you know, Caroline. In the end, life's not so bad. Honestly.
So this is where you came from?
I don't belong here anymore.
Didn't you want to go down to the village to see your friends and relatives?
No.
Why?
They think I should have stayed here. But what is there to stay for? The farmers are forced into more and more remote areas to grow their opium. The government solution is to poison the poppy fields they can't get their bulldozers through. The soil's not good enough to grow anything else. The fertilizers we were supposed to get never arrived, of course. However far we go, the authorities chase after us. I don't know what we can do.
Go where the authorities have no power. Afghanistan.
I'll have nothing to do with you, but...
We have come a long way. Won't you at least offer us a drink?
I have many men and many guns, but I've come to you unarmed. Doesn't that tell you anything?
Alaka, Sharoda.
If you wish me to manufacture your heroin, then you must pay me 10 lakh. That's double the normal price. Then you must turn it down and look elsewhere. If you don't do business with me, then you become my enemy. You don't want to do that. I don't respond to threats. Very well. I accept your terms.
I'll bring you the opium crop in a few days.
You must also bring me the money before I start.
I'll bring you half the payment, and the balance will be paid when you're finished.
All the money. Or I will not help you.
Very well. I thank you for your hospitality.
I don't understand, sir. Why did you agree?
I agreed to nothing. He's a fool. Watch me and learn how I do business.
Aha! Daddy, my friend. You are not the only one interested in poppy these days. We have sold so much opium to the Russians, they will have a big heroin problem. Just like the American soldiers in Vietnam.
Yes.
They come and fight us, and they go back with a big drug problem. In 5 years, there will be more heroin on the streets of Moscow than New York.
And no problem since the end of the war from the Americans?
Huh. Americans are crazy. The CIA support us and give us money to fight the Russians. The Drug Enforcement Agency, they say they're meant to destroy us. America's never a problem as long as it's fighting itself. How's your business in the South, Tarik?
Very difficult. The European scum are always trying to cheat me. Every year, my profits get smaller.
So, Tarik, what have you brought to trade with me?
Come and see. These are brand new, never been used, from the Pakistan Army. Look, FLNs, Kalashnikovs. There's everything you could want. Go on, try it out. And especially for you, my friend, American rocket launchers. The very best that money can buy.
Where are we taking the opium?
Back to Mahmoud, of course.
But surely his price is too high.
His price is of no interest to me. Stay with him. I want you to learn. He will teach you how to make heroin. Watch him very carefully, Fazl. This is your chance to learn his secrets.
You're a rich girl. You don't even know how much smack costs, do you?
Are you going to give me some?
I could have gone to university. Got 10 O-levels. But I left school early to study amphetamines. First time I tried smack, I loved it. I know some people say that it weren't that good and they weren't sure. But I just knew I was going to do it again and again whenever I could. I used to throw up a lot, but it never bothered me. It's just like sneezing. I was never ill or anything. That's different when you're stoned.
Yeah. I just smoke, I don't inject.
Let's give you a better hit. It's Monday morning, see? They know I'm loaded. Started drinking when I was 7. I moved on to hash when I was 14. Did a lot of speed, acid, bit of coke. It was my mate who used to do all the smack. It made him sloppy and he started falling down on his deals. One day they came round, these 3 guys, tipped him over the balcony. Found some smack he left in the kitchen, got out of my head.
I don't want anyone to know.
Started buying ounces, selling halves and quarter ounces. So I went down on my luck, smoked too much. Now it's just grams. Get a gram, split it into 15 5-pound bags, smoke the rest myself. That's how I keep my head above water.
Karl Rosshalde ist 43 Jahre alt und seit fast 20 Jahren im Baugewerbe tätig. In den letzten 10 Jahren hat er unermüdlich Wohltätigkeitsfonds für
Prulaga is talking of Karl's contributions to charity during the last 10 years.
1984 wurde ihm das Bundesverdienstkreuz verliehen.
Mentioning that he has been awarded the German Medal of Honor and has loaned his construction equipment without payment to developing nations in Asia and Africa. Once again, he says Karl has never been convicted of any crime, not even a traffic violation. The court should bear this in mind when the witnesses present their so-called evidence.
Perlweiß, das Schönheitszahnweiß. Und für starke Raucher das atemlose Gel Perlweiß Extra. So werden Zähne viel, viel weißer.
Gehst ja kaputt. 6 Treppen hier rauf.
Hi, Jackie. Ready to testify tomorrow? It's good to see that prison hasn't spoiled that smiling face. What do you think, Heroin?
I'm not spending 3 weeks in the shithole.
Das letzte Mal kam er auf mich zu im Dezember 81. Er wollte Lagerplätze mieten in den Docks. Die sollten nicht über seine Firma laufen. Ich war damit einverstanden. Wissen Sie, ich habe nicht viele Fragen gestellt. Ich bin auch nur ein Geschäftsmann.
Ich habe Herrn Rosshalde damals mitgeteilt, dass ich auf Unregelmäßigkeiten in seiner Steuererklärung gestoßen bin und mich außerstande sehe, ihn weiter zu vertreten, wenn wir keine befriedigende Erklärung dafür fänden. Wir konnten uns über diesen Punkt nicht einigen und ich gab meine Stellung auf. Ich habe dort zwischen 1985 und 1988 als Sekretärin gearbeitet. Ich war für alle 6 Firmen zuständig. Aber, naja, ich meine, da war ja nichts. Eben nur das leere Büro mit einem Schreibtisch und einem Telefon drin. In der ganzen Zeit wurde da in Wirklichkeit überhaupt nichts verkauft.
Aber die Bücher belegen, dass über diese Firmen enorme Beträge gelaufen sind.
Herr Rosalde gab mir oft Bargeld zum Aufbewahren. Und außerdem hatte er sehr viel Geld in seinem Büro versteckt. Und dann kamen Leute, die wurden bezahlt.
Hat er gesagt, woher das Geld kommt?
Ich habe ihn nicht gefragt.
Und was glauben Sie, woher das Geld stammte?
Das ist Zeugenbeeinflussung. Die Zeugin wird angehalten, Vermutungen anzustellen.
We're going to lose, aren't we?
They have a very strong case. It's going to be tough to discredit it. But it hinges on Ledezer's testimony.
I can't just stand by and do nothing.
I want you to come to court each day and be strong. That's the best thing you can do for Carl. Show that you're standing by him.
Oh, yeah. I look at people sometimes. I see them running backwards and forwards, hoping for things that never happen, hurting each other. We get nowhere. Nothing lasts.
Why don't you go home and go to bed?
Country. I have no friends here. I make clever conversation with people's wives and take the credit for meals I haven't even cooked.
We all get old, and then we all dress it up as something else.
I retired when I was 19. People said I could go on television, interview other athletes, you know, as though it was something great. People assume you must be happy because you're good. But talent isn't happiness. I regret everything. I wish it had never happened.
Come on, I'll drive you home.
We've got to get to Le Désert.
Helen, I am a lawyer, I'm not a gangster. I have no idea how you deal with things like that.
I don't believe you've handled my husband's affairs for 10 years without knowing exactly who to contact.
You promised to destroy that.
Who does this kind of work for my husband?
This kind of work? What are you talking about? Are you prepared to pay someone to kill Le Désert? Because that's what it's going to take to stop him testifying. Are you prepared to do that?
I don't know.
You're saying no, that's what you're saying. Because you're not a murderer. This is crazy. Go home.
And the Russians fighting back in these last 20 meters. The British girl is still just ahead. She's there all the way, but now it's stroke for stroke. Can she hold on? It's going to be a fingertip finish, and oh so close, and the Russian girl just gets it. What bad luck for the British girl.
First, we pour the opium into hot water. And then we dissolve. Calcium carbonate. It separates the opium into morphine base and water. The manufacture of heroin is like cooking. You have to stick to the basic recipe and procedure. But then the real art begins. It's really a matter of taste. What strength, what color, and what taste you are after. My heroin is about 80% strong. That is what I manufacture for Tariq Bhatt.
And for yourself?
You're quite observant. I prepare a small amount, much purer, for myself and my assistants. You may have some later.
No, thank you.
Why do you work for a man like Tariq Bhatt?
We all have to work for somebody.
You're not like the other people he has with him.
Perhaps. But I'm learning how to be.
Sit there, bacha.
Mama,
Reminds me of my own son.
Huh?
How old is he?
6. You're from around here?
Yeah. Used to be a farmer.
Tariq Bhatt must favor you indeed to let you see all this. Be careful of him. Every year, Bhatt cuts my profits more. I have to pay the police and the local officials.
And what about the guards?
Guards? Oh, they're only my family. They're not really guards.
What do we do now?
No? Nothing. This is the finished product.
In late autumn, I used to sow the poppy seeds. Spring came, and the plants always grew. When the harvest was ready, a man would come and buy my opium. Now that man is me. Everything changes, and everything stays the same.
You don't set prices for me. You are nothing.
Sir, please.
And where have you been?
I only went down to the river. I'm sorry.
Yes. I'm beginning to wonder about you. Kill him.
Sir, I'm only your driver.
When I employed you, you said you'd do anything. Were you lying to me then? No. Well then. Hurry up. We have a long journey.
Please don't ask me to do this.
No. Please. Please.
You are making me angry, Fazal.
أخوك داشيدي أخوك خسق واري من دنا دركوت أنا
Sir, it's foolish to kill this man. Let him live and work for us.
Yes, I'll be loyal to you. Only you.
Very well, but your insolence won't go unpunished. My authority must not be questioned.
Can't get the bloody thing off. Come on.
Come on, let's go!
Nobody bothers about alarms. Come on.
Tony? Tony, you all right?
Yeah. Bingo!
Come on!
I am.
Come on! Come on, the police are coming!
Don't panic!
Come on, they're here!
Seconds.
Stand by, VT Gorbachev.
9, 8.
Okay, Peter.
3, 2, 1, and 0.
We're on air. Good luck, everybody.
We can't trace him at the moment. He's left the Commons over an hour ago.
And who do we get if he doesn't turn up?
Townsend. He's available if we send a car.
10 seconds to studio. 5 seconds. Wide shot empty. Stand by, please.
Good evening. Customs officers are threatening industrial action if proposed cuts in manning levels are implemented. Also tonight, the Soviet leader...
phoned you 2 hours ago.
I had to vote. I couldn't come sooner. I'm sorry. Now, don't start, please. I could have come before. I was trying to be strong. So what's going to happen to her?
I should think we'll clean her up, she'll go out, and eventually overdose again.
I'm sorry, but that is not what I was asking about.
She really needs to go into a specialist clinic, but there's nowhere free at the moment. I've been trying to get places for 3 other patients. I think with the waiting list, it'll probably be the summer before she can go anywhere.
Wait a minute, are you telling me that there is no clinic that she can go to within the next 6 months?
Well, the situation changes daily, but that's how it is at the moment. There's very little provision for any kind of long-term drug treatment.
Well, I'm sorry, but that is not good enough. My daughter needs help now.
I know this private residential clinic. It's nice and quiet. It has a good reputation. I teach there sometimes.
Excellent.
But there's a deposit of £1,000, and then there's £170 a day with extra for consultants, fees, and tests.
Right, and how long would she have to be there?
I can't possibly say. We normally plan a course for about a month. If she's accepted, she'll be given a methadone detox program for 1 or 2 weeks, then relaxation techniques, psychotherapy, biofeedback machines.
Doctor.
Yes, I'm coming. Each patient is looked over by a team of nurses and a consultant. Oh, they've also got their own self-help groups.
Yes, so would you call them and see if they have a place?
Yes. I've some other people to see first, though.
Could you tell them that I can write a check, straight away?
You're a government minister, aren't you?
That's right.
Do something so that people who can't afford £170 a day have the same chance to save their children.
Now, the government say the staff reductions will only come from natural wastage.
Well, we can swap figures till the cows come home. What the public has to understand is this government are past masters at moving figures about to show that cuts haven't been made or that things aren't getting any worse. Well, I'm afraid they are. We've got less men now than we had in 1979, and yet there are 6 times more heroin addicts in the country now as then. I mean, government policy just doesn't make sense.
Well, first of all, I'd just like to say how impressed we all are at the level of seizures achieved by customs officers at the present moment and Mr. Ashby's members. It proves, I think, the success of targeting specific areas and forming intelligence groups, and this is something that we will continue with for the success of the service.
Well, I'm sure my members will be very thankful for the Minister's appreciation. However, you are not going to solve this problem with a few undercover officers and
look, in case he reacts on
dashing down in fast
Stay on.
cars. What's
Stay on,
needed
Peter.
are more uniformed officers standing in the Green Channel, searching people at random. That's the only way you're going to stop an explosion of drug smuggling into this country, the like of which we have never seen.
Well, I can understand that, and I have a certain amount of sympathy with that.
Then why don't you do something about it?
Mr. Lithgow, given your role as chairman of the Drug Abuse Committee, wouldn't you like to see a special case made for the customs officers?
Yes, well, not only am I chairman of the Drug Abuse Committee, I also have to implement wider government policy, and in this case I can see no special reason.
But in an open vote, would you oppose the cuts?
Well, that situation won't arise, Mr. Snow.
Well, let me ask the question a different way, then. Are you in favour of more money being spent on fighting drug traffic?
I think there is an argument for increasing resources.
So you'd like to see more government expenditure?
Yes, I think there is an argument for increasing resources over a period of time.
Minister, let me just get this straight. When you first took the job, did you not say that you thought that present resources were adequate for tackling the problem?
Yes, that is the current attitude of government. It is no longer my attitude.
Do you want a drink?
No, thanks.
I love Hamburg. It's a great place to live.
I like all the activity of the port. Carl would rather live in the country.
I'd like to use explosive.
Explosive? Can't you just shoot him or something?
I don't like guns. You shoot somebody 3 times in the head and doctors will still save them. Is your house being watched?
I think so.
Don't meet anyone there. Don't use your phone for business either. I don't need to tell you that.
It's hard not to get paranoid.
Keeps you alive. How urgent is this?
Le Désert starts testifying the day after tomorrow.
This isn't enough time. I'll have to see. The security is really tight. There may not be a way.
There's always a way. If people can shoot the Pope or the President, then you can get to anybody.
You sound like Carl.
Is she still having her periods?
I don't know.
Do you know if she takes contraceptives? Heroin makes periods irregular, and addicts don't tend to be very interested in sex, but pregnancies can still occur. Obviously, some babies will be born addicted to heroin.
She's not pregnant.
You have to stop making assumptions about your daughter.
Look, I have just 20 minutes and then I have to leave for the airport. Perhaps you would just outline what her treatment will be.
We start by getting patients to substitute heroin for a methadone syrup, which is taken orally, but that's purely physical. Our main task, obviously, is to discover why Caroline wants to take drugs.
Yeah, sure. But this methadone syrup, how long will she be on this for?
I wouldn't be too concerned about medical withdrawal. You've got to stop thinking that your daughter has a heroin problem and the solution is getting her off drugs. Your daughter has a number of personal problems which are surfacing in her desire to take drugs.
She was fine before. Her personality's completely changed. Now she's behaving in a very antisocial manner.
In my experience, most addicts have very nice personalities. They're often intelligent, caring people. Perhaps they're just more vulnerable than other people.
Perhaps.
The body has a number of natural painkillers in various parts of the brain. I think addicts have a low volume of natural opiates and therefore an inadequate remedy to pain, so they seek out narcotics as a remedy.
Oh, that's a very useful theory. It gets a lot of people off the hook.
Why are you getting angry?
You know, if you ask me, the whole reason that we have problems in this country today is that because nothing is simple. It's the housing. It's their broken homes. Criminals are victims. We're supposed to see a wider perspective, and now you are telling me that people take heroin because they're sensitive to pain and there's nothing we can do about it. Well, I'm sorry. But with all due respect, I think that's a lot of crap.
Have you thought about going to Families Anonymous?
Look, listen, I am paying you to get my daughter off heroin. That is all. That is what I expect you to do. That is what I want you to do. I'll be in Pakistan until Friday.
We can't take industrial action. We've got to take industrial action. It will be an open invitation for smugglers to visit Britain, and all the good work achieved in the past few years will vanish overnight. Still coming in? Give us some options then!
We are failing to control the smuggling problem. And the reason is not because we're inefficient. It's simply because we don't have enough officers.
Right!
We've made a reasoned argument as to why more customs officers would be cost-effective in terms of the problems that trafficking causes. And how the government responded? By proposing more staff cuts at a time when smuggling is going through the roof.
Absolutely.
It's absurd.
Right now! Right now!
The proposal is that we ballot our members on taking industrial action in protest against government cuts. All those in favour? Against? Carried.
People are extremely pissed off with you. The Prime Minister has just had the most embarrassing question time in living bloody memory.
I'm going to miss this plane.
When you go on television, you are representing the government, not fucking about with your own anxieties.
Yeah, well, I've got to do something. I just know I have to make a change.
You're too involved.
But only people who care get things changed.
Oh, Christ. If you could hear yourself, you sound like a first-year college student. You know what's happening, Jack? You are having a personal crisis and you are deluding yourself that it's a political problem. It's not. It's your problem, and that's all it is. Look, let it be. Just do your job while you still have one.
Go.
der Richter gegen Befangenheit zu stellen. Und dazu bin ich in diesem Stadium bedauerlicherweise sogar verpflichtet.
Das ist doch Zeitverschwendung. Lidisers Aussagen verhindern zu wollen, ist doch lächerlich.
Gut, danke. Aber Herr Kuhlhager, ich muss Sie darauf aufmerksam machen, dass ich keine Aussicht auf Erfolg Ihres Antrags sehen kann. Sie können die Aussage von Jacques bisher nicht unbegrenzt hinauszögern. Die Sitzung wird unterbrochen und morgen 9 Uhr fortgesetzt, damit über den Antrag entschieden werden kann, so wie es die Strafprozessordnung vorschreibt. Das Gericht tritt morgen wieder zusammen.
This is driving me mad. How long can you keep postponing it?
All right.
It's not all right. I'm going to be an old man by the time this is through.
The appeal courts were rejected. And you will be on the stand tomorrow. Trust me.
Okay.
Übrigens, Uli, du, ich habe heute Abend eine Verabredung mit der Staatsanwältin. Kannst du nicht heute Nacht auf ihn aufpassen?
Ja, also komm, du bist dran, das weißt du genau. Mach keinen Scheiß.
Das ist kein Scheiß. Ich muss danach noch stundenlang Akten wälzen.
Ja, dann lass mich doch deine Akten wälzen.
Ja?
It's all good. They've brought him out. It's set on the ignition.
Ich bin ja auch kein Unmensch. Ich löse dich dann Mitternacht ab. Hier ist der Schlüssel.
Ja, okay. Aber dann bring mir eine Pizza mit oder wenigstens eine anständige Currywurst.
Was kostet?
You said you get me some Agitan.
Ah, come on, shut up. You're a real pain in the ass.
I need cigarettes.
So do I. We'll go back to the hotel and I'll get you some.
It's 2 minutes to the hotel. Let's walk across to the park.
Nope.
Uli, come on. I've been 5 weeks in jail. We're going back to that damn bloody room. 2 minutes of fresh air.
Okay, but try any move and you'll be dead.
I'm shaking with fear.
And don't slam the door.
Sie sind wieder ausgestiegen.
What's going on?
I don't believe it. They are not taking it.
Uwe, what's going on?
Tell me what's going on.
They are crossing the road towards me.
They must be walking back to the hotel.
You can't let him testify tomorrow.
They are going to walk right past me.
You've got a gun. Get out of the car, walk up to him and shoot him in the head.
No, I haven't planned. There's too many people around.
When they find the bomb, we'll never get him again. You've got to do it. Do it! Come on!
Zwei Packungen Gitan.
Come on, we haven't got all day. Ja, der Kerl wird überleben. Hol das Auto. Schnell, los, mach. Alle bleiben auf ihren Sitzen. Es kommt sofort Hilfe. Verdammt. Den habe ich doch beim Gericht gesehen. Dieter. Scheiße!
Ruf den Rettungswagen!
Dieter! Dieter! Dieter!